What's up, y'all? What's going on, man? Machiavelli Mills TV. And I made a video prior to this one about my reaction to The Last Dance, the documentary that detailed or followed Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls in the last championship run that they made, right? And I was just talking about it and everything. And now that I've taken a step back and seen a reaction on social media, I'm wondering, why are people using this documentary to down talk LeBron James? Like, why are people using this as a shot at LeBron James or to bash LeBron James? Like, I know that the older generation, I think everybody in general, a lot of times are biased towards their generation, right? And they look, this is who I saw. This is the greatest player of all time, and I agree. Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time based upon his accolades and the things that he accomplished, for sure, right? But y'all cannot fault the younger generation for viewing LeBron James as the greatest player that they've ever saw, because that is who they watch with their own two eyes. And I always tell y'all, it doesn't matter how many highlights a person plays of a player. Nothing beats watching a player in real time, and they've watched LeBron James in real time. So that is who they look up to. That's who they idolize. That's who they view as the GOAT. Me personally, I was so young. I only remember the last championship that Michael Jordan won. I was 5 years old. That's because I used to sit on my pop's lap and watch the playoffs and all of that during that time period. But other than that, the guy that I watched was LeBron James day and night. Why? Because when LeBron came into the league, that's when I was all into basketball, all in. I was all in before that, during the Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal era as well. But I was a mature basketball fan when the time that LeBron came into the league, and that is the guy who I grew with. Over the years when I was watching sports, LeBron was the most dominant dude that I was seeing, and that's who I rock with. But I don't think the documentary should be used as a way to down talk LeBron. LeBron and Michael Jordan have two different sets of games. Always have and always will. They play completely different. LeBron is more of a Magic Johnson, Scottie Pippen type of mode, and Kobe Bryant was more of a Michael Jordan type of playing style, to go out and try to kill at all costs, try to outscore whoever is guarding you type of thing. LeBron James has not really been known as a guy that's going to try to, he's more of a guy who's going to make the best basketball decision a lot of times. So I don't think the documentary should be used to pull LeBron down. One thing I want to say this too, man. I think that people gonna realize at the end of the day, they gonna realize how great LeBron James is. They're not gonna admit it. A lot of the older generation, until the day LeBron James retires, or unfortunately, he passes away. Because I think that you really gotta understand what you watching. You watching a once in a lifetime, once in a generation type of athlete. And they don't come around often. You don't see athletes like this every single day. You don't. I know people try to pretend like he's not that good and all of that, but he's the greatest small forward to ever live, to me. Second greatest player that I've ever seen, for real. And he can do almost everything on the court. So it's I don't trying to pull his name down during this time period. No, just celebrate Mike, give him his roses, and reminisce on the good times that you watch. But I don't think it should be used as a way to throw shots at Bron at all. If anything, because this is the thing too, man. I feel like LeBron is the most scrutinized player that we've ever seen, especially due to the fact that LeBron's prominence occurred in the social media era. So for him, everything that he was doing was it was a magnifying glass on everything that he was doing. Everything we was looking at LeBron James through a microscope. Every single game he played. So it was always, every game was, we didn't have these debate shows that we see on TV. So now it's easier to criticize a guy's game every single day. But it's LeBron, for what he has accomplished, is surreal. To be he more than lived up to the hype of what everybody thought he was going to be. He surpassed it tremendously. And I always say this, I feel like LeBron is held to certain expectations that a lot of other guys aren't held to. LeBron, when he scores 50-something points, he's expected to win that game. If he don't win that game, it's a failure on his part. He didn't do enough. If he scores 60 points and they lose, he didn't do enough. You got other guys who, and this is no slight to Michael Jordan, but like for real, and when Mike scored 63 in the Boston Garden, I remember everybody talking about it. I thought Michael Jordan won the game. The way everybody was talking about it, I thought the Bulls won the game, but they lost. Then I come to find out they got swept. I'm like, well, damn, like, you know, like, and I've watched, like, I remember when Bron had in that first game in 2018, 2018 NBA Finals. LeBron last year in Cleveland, he put up 51, didn't win the game. Everybody was, he ain't do enough. He ain't do enough. He should have closed the deal out. He should have closed it out. He ain't got enough. He ain't got enough. I watched that time and time again. Everybody like, well, you got to put it in perspective. Michael Jordan receives all those accolades for scoring 63 and 49 and all that because it was his second year in the league. He was coming off injury. He was his second year in the league. You got to put that in perspective. Only his second year. And I say this, well, look, LeBron James at 22 years old in his fourth year in the league, only his fourth year, took the abysmal Cleveland Cavaliers franchise to the NBA Finals. To the NBA, they beat the damn Detroit Pistons in the Palace of Auburn Hill. Like, that performance he put on at the Palace is remarkable. It's incredible. I remember that to this day. I was in 8th grade watching that at the edge of my bed because I just was like, unlike I was just, my mind was blown at what I was watching. But like, I saw him do that at 22 years old. And then when he got to the finals and got swept, everybody clowned him. Oh, he lost. He got swept by the Spurs. He went down there. Yeah, he got to the finals, but he got swept. Look who he had. Who? Zydrunas Ilgauskas. And I dare one of y'all to try to act like respected Big Z. It was the first like real jump shooting big man, like at the center position for real. 2-time All-Star. Big Z was solid. He was straight, but he was never like no killer like that at all. LeBron had Big Z, Boobie Gibson, who was Danielle Marshall them on the team, Ira Newble, who else? Sasha Pavlovich and them, like, for real. Sasha Pavlovich, Eric Snow and them. Look what he took to the final. That was incredible. But he get clowned because he got swept. And then I watch Mike get, lauded. Is lauded the word? I'm trying to think. I see him get he gets tremendous praise for putting up that 63. And they lost the game. So it's like, I feel like, LeBron is held to standards that a lot of other people aren't held to. And people are like, well, he get the easy road because he was able to form the big three and he was able to get, play with whoever he wanted to play with and so on and so forth. And I always say this, man. LeBron got that 2017 to the finals with really no Robin with him. For real. But I'm gonna say this too. Like people say, Mike never left and all of that. He didn't leave. He didn't leave until he went to the Wizards, which really don't count. But let's not act like Scottie Pippen was not one of the most valuable pieces an NBA team could ever have. And a lot of people make the debate that Mike made Scottie what he was. Scottie wouldn't be nothing without Mike. But I'll say this, man. The man went number 5 overall out of an NAIA school, Central Arkansas. He was like that. To come out of an NAIA school, number 5th overall, after being an equipment manager, you got to be nice. Scottie was nice. He developed his game. It took him time, but he developed his game, and he developed into a great, tremendous asset. And I always feel like it's disrespectful when guys try to downplay Scottie Pippen, act like he wasn't nothing, and he was expendable in order to big up Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's legend is what it is. His story, his legend is his legend, and he's looked at universally as the greatest of all time. His airness, for sure. Well, don't act like Scottie wasn't like. Don't act like he would have won all of them without Scottie. Like, let's be real. Like, Mike would have found a way to win with whatever he had. Like, no. Like, in all respect to Mike game was never built to. Mike was a killer, but he ain't. Like, listen, man. I don't think Mike's game was built to solely like carry 18. Like he was a killer to like get you out of there, but like to carry 18 all the way through and through and through, he needed some guys to help him get it, to help him. He needed some guys to come up and play with him for sure. But the act like Scottie was just expendable, like he was just another cog in the machine. Like hell no. You know that, and I know that. If you lying to yourself, if you feel like Scottie was just another cog in the machine. But yeah, man, I think that LeBron is gonna really get his just due when he's retired and he's done with basketball and he's an old man and he's sitting in the stands and just coming to Cleveland Cavalier games, smiling in the audience. Because right now we got a lot of guys just looking for ways to tear him down, looking for ways to say that he ain't that good. And although I feel like Michael Jordan is an absolute asshole, I will never act like he wasn't that good. I will never say like, he didn't do what he did. I will never act like he wasn't an absolute killer, the greatest, probably the greatest leader we've seen in sports. But people try to act like LeBron and he's overrated. And I'm like, fam, who, how? Overrated by what inch? And trying to put other guys like, it's like, come on, fam. It's some people they be trying to act like LeBron. He ain't better than this dude. He ain't better than that dude. Like for real, man. Let's be real. Let's be real, man. The man is incredible. For like that, I remember when I first seen Bron. When I first seen him, it's probably like was his like. I'm trying to think. What was this? First, that Detroit Pistons series was incredible. But I remember when I seen him play Toronto, right? When he put up that 55, 56 and lost. And I knew what I was watching. I knew it, and I think a lot of other people got to come to terms with it, come to grips with it, and accept it. The man is he's great. And for the last, how long it's been? For the last, 7, 8 years? He's been the best player in the league. The best player in the league. Some people would say 10. He didn't win no chip during that time, but it was clear as day. But I don't think a lot of people want to give him his just due because they get upset that the younger generation calls him the GOAT. And again, that's who the kids is watching now. That's all these NBA players playing now. They grew up watching Bron and Kobe and them. Like they grew up really watching Bron because they super, super young. So they going to identify with LeBron more than Mike because they didn't watch that in real time. That's all it is. It's like a man from like the 80s or the 70s to tell you that Kareem was the best he ever seen, or like Dr. J was the best that they ever seen. Like it's gonna be other guys that'll tell you that like other players are the best they ever seen. You're gonna have older men tell you Oscar Robertson, Bill Russell, and Wilt Chamberlain was some of the best things they ever seen, better than Michael Jordan. It's just how the game goes, how the chips fall. But I think this documentary should be looked at and is a time to celebrate Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls legacy rather than I told you so for LeBron. I told you ain't the GOAT. I told you he ain't nothing. And that's cool if you feel like Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, that's perfectly fine. But to act like Bron is like he just chopped liver, he ain't on nothing and he ain't this and he ain't that. Like for real though, do you really believe that? Do you really believe he ain't nothing and he ain't that good? I don't think y'all do. I really don't. If you know basketball for real, like a lot of y'all say y'all do, you don't think that for real. You just got a problem with people saying he the greatest of all time. But you know that boy that deal. So it's like, even when I hear guys like, and I love Q Rich to death. Quentin Richardson like, oh, he don't do this, he don't do that. Q, you know that boy for real. And I knew it because at 18 years old, and people can say all this, all they want to, all LeBron played in a soft era. Because that same era that Kobe Bryant was playing in, LeBron was playing in too. Right? 03, 04, Kobe then was in a prime. And LeBron was out here. And all these other dudes that was, coming saying that they tough. They were so tough and rough and rugged. And all them dudes, Q Rich and all them talking how they was rough and rugged and tough. Bron was giving them dudes 30, 40, 50. At 19, 20 years old, 18, he was giving them that business. He was giving them that work. So you was seeing what you was seeing, man. I just think that a lot of guys is generational biases, or that they just don't like anybody ever being mentioned close to Michael Jordan. They don't at all. But they it's crazy. They don't, but they only accept Kobe Bryant being called close because his game mimicked Michael Jordan's. But like, let's be real, man. LeBron James, like, that's like for real in my era. And God rest Kobe's soul. The people I saw LeBron the best player I ever watched with my own two eyes, like during my time. And I watched Kobe. But I prefer LeBron's game and style over Kobe's. Honestly, truthfully, Kobe was more of a guy that was unconscious when he was thinking in the time. He didn't have a conscience when it came to shooting, for sure. And he had a great skill set without a doubt. But I like to watch LeBron's all-around game, the passing. And they say LeBron don't play defense now. He was playing pretty solid defense this year before this COVID-19 situation. But I watched LeBron early in his years. He was playing defense, like passing, rebounding, defense, scoring. Like, I watched him really set dudes up to get higher percentage shots. Made the right basketball decision. IQ, like he knew when to cut. He knew when the other guy was going to cut. He knew when to pass the ball. He knew when to go to the cup. He knew like how to draw fouls, all of that. Like, he is the best player I've ever watched with my own two eyes during my time. And I don't care what nobody feel about it. I don't care. You can come on this comment section and try to debate with me all you want to. That's who I fool with. That's my guy. You know what I mean? So, but I think he is so unfairly criticized. Like, every single thing he does. Like, I really think the real time you can criticize LeBron is for that Dallas Mavericks loss. Because I didn't fool with that at all. And Bron was extremely, I don't know what happened. He froze up during that time period. Now, that's the real the thing you can hold LeBron at fault for. But other than that, like, yeah, like, okay, he lost to the San Antonio Spurs and other times, but look at the teams that he lost to. Lost to Golden State without Kyrie and Kevin Love. Well, lost to Golden State when they had Kevin Durant twice. Come on, like, his losses outside of that Dallas Mavericks thing, it was understandable, truthfully. I wanted them to beat the Spurs the second time around, but Spurs had it rolling. But, yeah, man, I think that people are using this time to down LeBron James instead of celebrating Michael Jordan, which I think is backwards. Celebrate Mike, man. Don't, like, dumping on LeBron during this time. I'm like, damn, like, y'all really acting like that boy ain't really that nice. But I'm going to say this, man. When it's all said and done, all these dudes talking crazy about Bron and talking trash going to be the first ones celebrating him, telling congratulations on a great career and admitting that he was really good. All of that. That's how the game goes. It's how the chips fall, man. But I've been told y'all, man. I seen when Mike put up this 63. I thought Mike won. I didn't see it personally. I'm saying I remember people talking about it, including my pops. I'm thinking they won the game. Like, they got swept. And I said, if that was LeBron James, fam, they would have been clowning LeBron. And then everybody's excuse is, well, Mike didn't call himself the GOAT. LeBron did. Which, I mean, y'all like, if come from y'all aspect, y'all like players that do that. If Kobe Bryant would have said that, God rest his soul, y'all would have been clamoring to it because y'all, it's what a real killer says. But if LeBron say that, then and then if Bron say that, then it's like, why he feel like that? Why he gotta say that? Why he being all that? It's just like you have a bias towards people that you like, and I see it all the time, man. Even I see it with grown men a lot, making excuses for Michael Jordan being an asshole to Chameleon and all of that. Like, it's like, y'all, that's who you like, that's who you fool with. But you don't have to. Like, so I'm gonna say this, man. You don't have to hate LeBron James in order to be a huge fan of Michael Jordan. You don't have to hate Michael Jordan and be a huge fan of LeBron. I'm going to talk about what I see. I'm going to talk about the differences and criticisms. And I'm going to talk about I'm going to say how I feel regardless. But I'm seeing how this playing out is crazy, man. But the documentary has been great so far. I can't wait to watch the other parts of it. I'm anticipating it. And they're going to have me locked in every Sunday. So it's definitely great. I'm going to be willing and ready to see it, man. And y'all know I'm a Chicago native, born and raised, been here all my life except when I went to college. But and I love the Bulls, but I'm gonna say what I see, man. I'm gonna call it how it is, man. Machiavelli Mills TV. Peace. I'm out.